right, welcome back and thank you for joining us today on the Chicano Story Project. I'm very pleased to have with us today Johnny Murillo, and we're going to talk about his program, Chicano Hollywood. Johnny, welcome to the program.
Thank you, man. It's good to be here, man. Yeah. So you guys are killing it. All the stories you guys are doing, freaking amazing. And
today has been epic. And I would encourage, if this is the first video you're seeing, check out the other videos. We have some heavy hitters. So people doing some really big things culturally, artistic, business-wise. It's been, you fit right in here. You know, the audience didn't get to see it, but Gil's introduction, I think, with the enthusiasm was right on, man. We're all very excited about what you're doing. We're excited about the place and the area you're carving out within the arts and the space you're making for people who want to create movies and create television and create content. Tell us a little bit about that in your words.
No, it's an exciting time. You know, I remember when we first launched Chicano Hollywood about, it's going on 4 years now, close to going into 5. You know, it started on an independent film set. It was a micro-budget movie called Horchata with Oat Milk. I wrote that movie, and then we produced that movie, and we had Chicanos in front of the camera, Chicanos behind the camera, right? It started there, only in the way it started, kind of a joke, right? It's just kind of a funny thing. We were doing a dialogue meeting, and I had the script up on the wall, and I had, you know, the director, the producers, and there's some of the talent, I believe. And the script's on the wall, and the director got in front of it, and he's smoking a joint, right? So he takes a big hit, throws out big old cloud of smoke. I saw it. I thought, that's a cool picture. So I made him do it like 6 times. No more, no more. I said, no, one more. I got to get this shot. I got the shot. I sent it to my daughter, who was a senior at Azusa Pacific Film University, right? And she's a film student, and she hit me back. She says, "Hey, that's a cool name." Because I said this. Check this out. I'm with Chicano Hollywood, and it's a joke because you had Raza in front of the camera. Raza, professionals. We're all professionals, and then you got someone, you know, got a cool script and someone puffing out some maripupu, right? So it was a fun joke, and I nicknamed that whole group Chicano Hollywood. So it's just fun. But the magic or the miracle or the timing came when I saw how they just grabbed onto it. Yeah. It's like finally we're being recognized. Yeah. And no offense to anybody else. I always say I'm not competing with any other Latino group, but we're all put on this one umbrella. But the largest group in that umbrella is Chicanos, you know, Mexican Americans. And we consist of like 42 million out of the 62 million that are in the U.S. 42 million are us. And so finally, I kept getting comments like, you know, finally we're being recognized as our own, right, and who we are. And I always say it's the Chicano voice because we're raised with Salvadorians, Guatemala, all the same barrio. We cruise together, you know, sometimes have to throw blows together when we're young, all that kind of stuff, right, barrio life. So it's the Chicano voice. And when we just started recognizing, it was kind of like a ocean wave swelling of like, okay, yeah, we are professionals, we are Chicano, we are in this industry. And it's, you know, from that point on to now, you know, like recently we just finished our first film festival, and we had like 500 people roll through. That was an amazing event. We trained, my biggest passion is training people. Yeah. So we trained like 200 in skills from branding and writing, and I had amazing teachers. People were freaking out. They're coming, how do you get these people like Chicano? They want to help, you know? Yeah. So it's been good, you know? So where we're at now is, right now, my biggest focus right now is training. I launched a Chicano Hollywood Academy, and my first class is a producer's mastermind. So we got 25, I signed up my last student on the way here right now, right? I'm trying to close it because it's supposed to be just 10. Yeah. Now I got like 25, right? And I'm going to train them how to produce a micro budget, just like Horchata with Oat Milk, you know, just like other movies I produce, and I produce up to 2 million, but I'm going to train them how to start.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's one of the things that we've talked about that gets me most excited. Because an indicator or one of the best ways to create success is to create community, right? And you're doing that with this cohort where it's not just people who are like-minded, but they're aware of not only the value of their culture, and have stories they want to tell. Yeah. And now you've created community where they can find support with one another. Yeah. And guidance, right? Yeah, guidance. And I think that's a wonderful way to not just break into the system, but create a sustainable change that allows or a pathway. Yeah. For our
and the goal, especially with this class, is I'm going to teach them, you know, myself, not just me, because I'm not an expert at everything, but I'm bringing in experts, right? How to set up the legal structure, right? How to negotiate with directors. They got to interview directors. They got to interview writers. They have to crew up. right? That's the other thing. They don't have a crew. So we're gonna, in that 8-week process, I'm gonna have like a job day, where a job fair, where I'm gonna say, look, I got 25 producers that need crew. Bring your resumes. I'll have a bottle of water there. I'll have some snacks, but bring your resumes, and you're gonna interview. You'll be interviewed by these producers, right? Yeah. So I want our gente to. They might just be gigs. They're not full-time jobs, but they're gonna get something. They're gonna get in there, right? And then the same thing. I'll need 25 writers. I'll need 25 directors. I'll need 25 first ADs, right? So the goal is to get these people to the point where in 2026 we're producing 25 movies by micro budgets. But from there we'll funnel them through distribution, whether it's just on our streaming channel or on others, depending on how the movie comes out and so on. Yeah. So we are, the whole idea behind it, and it's going to take a lot of time, but is to put at least from actors, right, depending on how the scripts go, and crew, we're going to put at least 300 to 500 people at a new level, because they'll be actually involved on set somehow in 2026.
Well, I mean, we're here in Tinseltown. There's no shortage of people who want to be in the movies, work in the movies, be somehow connected to those things. Yeah. So I think it's a wonderful, another path to get in. Yeah. And I commend. I think that's really exciting. Yeah. We've been CPLC, or Chicanos por la Causa, was able to sponsor an event of yours, and I was really impressed with the energy, the variety of the students who were coming through. The shorts that we saw were really, really well produced. The community that was coming together from all these different places. Yeah, that was incredible.
To me, that's what excites me the most, because we have our bases, right? We're our strongest here in LA, but I have a base in San Jose. Actually, I just brought on a CEO.
Home of Jim Plunkett,
Yeah, Jim Plunkett, right? I just brought on a CEO that works in the tech industry. So he, his main job, his name's Jose Contreras, is to raise capital, right? So he's in the base. So I have my base over there. I have a base in Phoenix. I have a base in Las Vegas. I have Latino USA in Phoenix. I have Chicago, I have El Paso, I have all these others. And when we all get together, that's amazing. Because what I tell people, I say, look, I've been to some Hollywood events, right, networking events, and it just feels weird, you don't connect. I'm like, look, go to anybody, tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, Johnny told me to talk to you. And that always opens doors. Sometimes, guys are using it to throw a flirt game, but, for the most part, they're just, hey, Johnny told me to talk to you. And the best compliments we get is that when people come and tell me, I met my crew on your set. Yeah. I met, like there's a group, Patty Diaz. She met everybody at our last Elevate conference, the one that you guys were with, right? She met everybody there. They produced the movie, and everyone, because they met at Elevate, they produced a short film. Now we're going to take that short film October 3rd to Chicago, to the Latina Fest over there with Cesar Corleone, and we're going to do a showcase of her film and do a panel with the filmmakers and with Sonia and with Patty. And then I keep dropping this. You would think I'd be in the business, right? And we're going to do the showcase of her movie, all because they met at an event. And
so that brings up another. So you're creating content, and I think in the day and age, what we've learned from Netflix and Prime and all these other places, that content can come from a lot of different places. Where can people see the content that your community is creating?
Number one, go to ChicanoHollywood.tv. Go there. You can download it on your streaming, download it on your phone or Roku, any of those. Right? Go to Chicano Hollywood. You can see it there. Also on our social media. Also, there's a lot of content we have on YouTube as well. So the biggest thing that we need is eyeballs. Eyeballs so you can watch content, because people work so hard. That's the number one thing. The heartbreak for a lot of filmmakers is that they make something, whether a short or a feature, and it just gets stuck in a hard drive, and then no one sees it. That's heartbreaking. So to me, it's like, if you have that, if you're listening, then get it out. Let's put it on our streaming app. It's not about making money at this point. It's about getting some eyeballs on your content so you can make money.
So what's the app called?
Chicano Hollywood, just Chicano Hollywood TV.
Chicano Hollywood TV. You can get it in the App Store.
Any of the app stores, Google or
Chicano
iPhone.
Hollywood TV.
Chicano Hollywood
and is
TV.
it mostly stories about like Gentified, or what is it? What's on?
We have like horror, we have podcasts on there, we have dramas, we have some food stuff on there, we have different ones. So so it'll be different stories. I love, especially there's a lot of I like to focus. Obviously, we all like to focus on the young people, but I also like to focus on those that are older. That they had a family, they had these dreams, but then they had a family, so they had to work in the warehouse, and then they put those dreams aside. But now the kids are grown up. Now they're like, I want to get back. So multiple people, like out of my 25 students, probably more than half are older adults that I just want to do this now. I shot a pilot for someone, a very prominent person, and we shot the pilot. And we edited it, I sent it to her, she looked at me, she said, this is amazing, I'm going to check this off my bucket list. I'm like, no, it's a good pilot. I said, we need to do at least 7 more episodes. And I said, she goes, okay. You know, she's in the political world, so she's going to run again for something. And I'm like, no, we're going to do more of these. So I just, but what it is a lot of people say, I've always wanted to do that. They never could. But now they're older now, their kids are out, so now they can. So I want to help train them. And so much experience that older people have. It's just like me, I didn't get into this until I was like 40. And I just crossed over and changed the way I thought, and I was able to produce, So that's it. So Chicano Hollywood TV sees some good projects there,
That's great. So again, thank you, Johnny. Thank you for coming in and joining us for today. I know this was a short interview. There's many more things we could talk about, including why Jim Plunkett's not in the Hall of Fame. But another time we'll come back. And
Jim, if you're listening, let me do your documentary. Okay, talk to Andrew. You know who Andrew is.
But it fits. Your work fits in the theme of today. It's really self-determination.
I say
being Chicano, creating spaces and opportunities for other people.
I tell people all the time, the future's Chicano. And I don't care how many people are trying to kick out now, but the future's Chicano. They cannot change the data, and we will be the majority in this country eventually. So we have to prepare, or else we're going to be the majority, but the outside looking in. So thank you, bro.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in to the Chicano Story Project. We'll see you next time.